All right. Morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Vays. All right, let's go to the charts. I'm going to try to stick to the new format. And the new format is this.
Morning, everyone. Welcome to the
And the new format is the following. I will take 5-10 minutes max to do an overview of Bitcoin. Those that don't care about anything else are free to shut the video down, and then we're going to go on and talk about some more detail. Okay, that's the new format. So here we go. Monthly chart is not really interesting at the moment, other than we are sitting right on a support, multiple supports. So we have to wait 10 more days or 6 more days. Geez, the month is running out fast. And in order to see where the month closes, I am not grossly optimistic that the close of this month is going to be anything substantial to the upside. Weekly chart. We are off the lows a little bit. Now, the week has just started. So literally, we are off the lows from the low that came in 6 hours ago, because this is a brand new week. Today is only Tuesday. So we'll see how this ends. But right now, the weekly chart looks pretty bad. That's all I can say. We are still in a green count on the MRI, but that's not really anything to, cheer about or do a parade for, because we are back in this descending channel. The moving average, I changed the moving averages back. I still had the 7-period moving average. So we have the 200, we have the 50. I'm going to drop the 20 and I'm going to go back to 7. I'm going to go back to 7 because I kind of like 7 and what it's been showing us, and we are under the 7-period moving average. I'm actually curious if the 9-period, how would the 9-period, no, 9-period would be too close to, oh, I'm not using the 20. Let me see how the 9-period looks. I've never used the 9-period on a weekly chart, but I'm using it on a 4-day chart. And, I need to think about this some more. If the 9-period or the 7-period is something I should be paying more attention to. I really like how the 9-period was resistance for the close of the last 2 candles. And you guys know I like that number. So I may convert this to a 9-period moving average instead. I have to think about it some more. I'm hesitant to leave it on the chart because I might forget I changed it to a 9 from a 7. It's not that much of a difference, but I'm going to leave it for now. All right, 4-day chart. I am actually super tempted to stick a short label on this. I am going to hold off any rash decisions, mostly because of the following. I'm going to hold off any rash decisions because of where we are on time on this candle. This candle has just started, and there is an outside chance that this candle is going to rally above both of these moving averages, okay? Because the candle still has 3.5 days to go out of 4 days. But if this candle is unable to get above these moving averages, there is a possibility that I will put a short label on this chart for the first time. Now, several things will cause me to do that, and one of them is the daily chart, and the other one is the S&P. So, real quick, before people do turn off, unconfiscatable is only 10 days away. It is taking play. Poker game is on the 3rd. Come join us. Check out the latest speakers. All right, back to the lightning round on Bitcoin. Here's the daily chart. Last night, we broke below 37 and fell all the way to 36.5. That is really, really bad. I know we rallied a little bit, but this is not anything substantial to really care about on the rally. Unless this rally is getting back above the 50-period daily moving average, it's all about nothing. And if it consolidates here at 38, 30, 37, 38,000, I'm going to be looking at that as a potential total breakdown in the price. So I am leaning bearish here, and this rebound is not even having me consider going back into a long position until this 4-day chart has completely broken above both of these moving averages, or has crashed in a similar fashion to what happened the 4-day period of January 21st. Finally, we have the 1-hour chart, and the 1-hour chart is literally on an MRI sell right now. And the last time we had an MRI sell, this happens. So once again, I am so tempted to stick a short label on my 4-day intermediate term chart. And if only this time clock did not say 3 days and 9 hours, if it said 1 day and 9 hours, and that wick was a little bit higher, maybe touching that $39,000 area and then dropping back down to 38, I would stick that short label on it. But I'm going to refrain from doing so. And I'm going to, again, treat the shorting of Bitcoin like staring at the sun. It better be a worthwhile reason to do so. That is pretty much it. The S&P 500 is rallying today a little bit, and that's causing the little Bitcoin jump. But here is the big problem. The big problem is that the S&P is on the verge of a serious breakdown. And this could be swift and quick and then rebound strong, or this could lead to something very, very nasty like the 2008 crash or the COVID crash. I don't know. But what I do know is this is of all the potential times I would enter a bullish trade, this is not one of them. This is the time I would consider entering a bearish trade. I would be very concerned of any stock position that was in a bullish direction. Okay, this is a disaster waiting to happen. Is it a disaster that is going to happen? I have absolutely no clue, no idea. But it is a disaster on the verge of happening. And I am not going to be on the other side of this market. So I would be very, very careful with any bullish positions in the stock market right now. Having said that, Bitcoin is somewhat correlated, but look, the stock market is back to the lows. Bitcoin is not back to the lows. But if the stock market crashes hard, Bitcoin is probably going to go below this low as well. Okay, that's the January low, and set a new low for the year. All right, I have not ruled out new annual lows. Quick peek at oil. Nope, that's not it. All right, oil continues to pull back off the MRI top. I will wait 1 to 4 weeks, and then probably a huge extension for oil. Gold has been very bullish in this market. I think gold made a new little high overnight. It pulled back a little bit, but I remain bullish in gold with this breakout. All right, that is my 8-minute overview of the price of Bitcoin. I am going to now talk about unconfiscatable for a minute, and then we're going to talk about some more details. I can maybe glance at a question or two, but those that don't care for anything other than my views on the price of Bitcoin, you are all free to head out and don't have to listen to any political rants either. Okay. Unconfiscatable, come join us in Las Vegas. You can click on any of our awesome sponsors, including this gorgeous Bitcoin wine bottle. If you click on that, it'll take you right to the website. Go ahead and purchase it. We'll have these. We're going to give some away to our VIPs. Shout out to Manos Wine for donating a couple of cases of the wine. Shout out to Jade for donating a Jade for every single person in attendance. Those that paid for the conference will get priority, of course. And also our media sponsors, thank you so much for helping us promote the event. You can click on any of these links to know more. Bitcoin Magazine is having their conference coming up in Miami exactly 1 month after us. I'll be talking about the financial summit way more once Unconfiscatable ends. We are down to less than 20 seats available for poker. Keep that in mind as well. Those that want to play had a few registrations yesterday. Click on this right here, the Celebrity Poker Tournament. There's a couple of players you might recognize, but I don't want to say who they are. So it'll be a pleasant surprise if you randomly draw the same table. I think we have about maybe 18 seats left. I saved a couple, but this counter is close to accurate, guys. So come join us. All right. Let me look at your live chat. I like when Tom talks politics. Yeah, we'll see where I take this channel after the Bitcoin conference is over. Since Bitcoin never made a parabolic rise, this bull market like in the past, does that mean the pullback won't be as bad percentage-wise? No 80% drawback this time. I don't think so, but 80%, 72%, not exactly comfort numbers, right? So what is my worst case scenario? My worst case scenario is a drawdown to this line right there. Okay, maybe the moving average will stop it a smidge higher. That is a 70% drop. Is a 70% drop better than an 80% drop? Yes. Is it that much of a difference? The answer is no. Okay. So a lot of people are making this double top Bitcoin comparison to the S&P long-term chart comparison. Here is that S&P long-term chart. We're on a monthly look. If I zoom out, does it look like this? Well, the answer is maybe, right? So here is the first top. We dropped 50%. Then we rebounded and made a slightly higher swing high. And then we dropped 56%, right? So we went from about 46, 49 down to 57. So it went slightly lower. Can this happen to Bitcoin? But also look at the time. The time matters, right? Like here is the top. I'm going to hold the shift key. How long did it take to reach bottom? Bottom was right there. 32 bars. So 32 months. I can't drag this over, right? But I can do the same thing. Here's the top candle. Let's do this. Hold the shift key right there. How many months till we reached bottom? Oh, look at that. 17 months. Okay. That's almost half. Went from 32 to 17. That's just under half the time. So we fell further in a shorter amount of time. Now let's go look at Bitcoin. It didn't take us very long to fall the first time, right? Here's the top. The low was made in 3 months, 2 bars later. Okay. Now we're already third bar, right? Same thing, 2 bars later. So this could take longer. So it's not exactly the same. Can we go lower and hit this all the way down at 20? It is possible, guys. The faster and crazier this happens, the sooner, the garbage clears out. Or it could drag out for a long time. The longer it drags out, the less the probability of a fall to 20,000. The longer this takes, the less it should fall. Okay? Generally speaking. This is already lasting a while. Can it still fall to 20? Yes. But if we get stuck here above 30,000 for the next 5-6 months, I'm going to start to rule out a move to 20. So some consolidation is bearish. A lot of consolidation is bullish. Does that make sense? I hope it does. How's the 6-month looking with your indicator? Well, I don't know. Let's go find out. On Bitcoin or on the S&P? Guys, please, whenever you talk about anything, you gotta mention the asset, because I do talk about all markets. The 6-month is actually still bullish with the MRI. And as long as we stay above this close of 28,000 on a 6-month chart, we're going to remain bullish. But this was going to be my ultimate top. So we got a while to go, right? Yeah, 2024 could be like a serious top on this chart. We've never had an MRI top on this chart, by the way. We've never had one. Now, the reason why the 6-month chart comes up in conversations is because of the S&P 500. If you look at the S&P 500, and I make this a 6-month chart, you can see how interesting this becomes with the MRI indicator. Yes, this was a 4th consecutive 6-month candle top, and that was a first, but look how this killed the market. This was a beautiful consolidation for 3 candles. And remember, each candle is 6 months. This also had a bit of consolidation, not crazy. We did dip down here with COVID, but I gotta say, if it wasn't for COVID, this wick would not have happened. It would have been just consolidation and then more upside. I think the next time we hit the 6-month MRI top, or maybe the time after that, all right, I gotta go a lot of candles deep here. So we have, oh wait, wrong thing. Let me see here. All right, so that's a few more bars for a third consecutive MRI top. And then right here is a potential next fourth consecutive MRI top would be around here. That is that is 2028. I can certainly see the ultimate top in the US stock market around that time. That 2028, 2029, 2030 area. I think that's when the United States is going to break apart into multiple countries. We'll talk about that on our political podcast down the line. All right. I want to go through the stocks real quick because I'm curious what the stock market opened, though the stock market hasn't really done much. The stock market actually rallied, so it doesn't really make sense to look at individual stocks right now. Now we are on an MRI buy. Interesting. I didn't see that when I did my little summary in the beginning. Tomorrow is an MRI buy. You can see what happened the last time we had an MRI buy, okay, on the S&P. And it led to a 4-candle correction followed by downside, but it did give you, a tricky candle here, or at least giving me the illusion that we're going to new all-time highs. That, of course, was negated by breaking to new lows. Okay, so now what am I expecting? Well, I'm expecting a 1 to 4 candle correction to the upside that does not breach these highs, or it doesn't actually even come close. Probably doesn't even breach this high. So we're looking at a little bit of a bounce to 4,400 in the S&P, and then a drop below this double bottom. I am pretty bearish on the S&P at the moment. On the daily scale, on a weekly scale, however, this is supposed to be a weekly chart. On a weekly scale, it's also pretty bad. That could go to the bottom of the channel, but I am not anticipating the S&P to come close to these lows of the pandemic. I'm not. Can it happen? Yes. For me, the most likely outcome for an S&P major correction is a move to the pre-pandemic swing high. And if that goes below the channel, then more likely it's going to be up at the closer to the bottom of the channel. So something in this area. But if we fall really, really quickly and just wick down below it, we can kind of cover both bases. So this is just like my worst case realistic scenario for Bitcoin is about 22,000. My worst case realistic scenario for the S&P is about 3,600, which should not be a big deal considering we were just there just more than a year ago in pretty much November, December of 2020. So a year and like 3 months. All right. All right, guys, that's it. I'm going to keep this video somewhat short, but we're going to try to stick with the new format of me giving you a very quick 5-minute overview of Bitcoin, and then you can stick around. I think it's, I'm not surprised at all at the tyranny up in Canada. I'm not. And those emergency powers will now be permanent, pretty much like Star Wars, if anyone watched episode 3, which is a grossly underrated episode of the Star Wars series. I'm about to start a giant fight in my channel when I say that my favorite Star Wars movie out of the 6 is episode 3. waiting for the live chat to like curse me out till the end of my life. All right. But yeah, the emergency powers that Trudeau has implemented will not, they won't go away. They're now there permanently. The only way to remove that emergency power is basically if Trudeau is removed, if his finance minister is removed, and a full list of cabinet members that have graduated Klaus Schwab's Marxist re-education camp program, if they're all like removed from office, ideally removed into a cell. But hey, I don't make I'm not a Canadian, so that's their problem. It's the only way that power is being removed. The only way. Tone is a prequel guy. I am. Actually, I'm a big fan of prequels. And let's hope Game of Thrones prequel is actually really, really good. I have no idea if that's going to be a good prequel or not. But I hope that's a really good prequel. Because I almost want to say my second favorite episode of Star Wars is Rogue One. The Ukraine situation. I woke up this morning to the news. It's a very sensitive topic. It is a very sensitive topic, which requires its own podcast. I'm not pro-Russia. I am more pro-Ukraine than I am I'm both. I'm Ukrainian, I'm Russian. I'm all for a country's independence. I'm not for a takeover of another country, but I completely understand where Putin's coming from. Like, if you put yourself in Putin's place, you would be surprised why the hell he hasn't taken over Ukraine by now. So I can definitely see it from the Russian point of view as to why they're doing it. And you don't want to see it. I don't exactly want to see a country like Ukraine like break up into 8 or 9 countries, but perhaps the best diplomatic solution that leads to the least amount of deaths is for Eastern Ukraine to either become independent or part of Russia. The Russian-speaking part of Eastern Ukraine, that's the least bloody solution. Now, everyone may hate this solution, but it is the least bloody solution. But people aren't always looking for the least bloody solution. Sometimes the most bloody solution favors those that make the orders. Crypto OG, the Cuban Missile Crisis is the same as NATO putting weapons on the border of Russia. Yes, I agree. This is what I mean. You put yourself in Putin's shoes, and you can see why he's doing this. And right now, Putin pretty much needs to prove that his military is stronger than the U.S. military, and because Biden ain't sending troops into Ukraine. Truth Social is out. Yeah, I'm aware Truth Social is out, and it doesn't work. So before announcing this big, first of all, you can't launch an app on Apple only. For anyway, I have a lot of I can talk shit about Truth Social all day, the rest of the day, if I had to, right? Like 3 hours of my life yesterday were, well, my life and my friend's life were wasted yesterday trying to get me my handle on Truth Social. And I'm not even sure it worked, okay? So if some scammer gets Tone Vays handle on Truth Social, I'll never be on Truth Social. It's that simple. It didn't work. If you're gonna launch something, it needs to work. You also should have launched it on a goddamn website so people can get their handles without having an iOS app. It was a disaster launch. Total shit show. If that's how that app's gonna run, I don't have I don't have much hope for it. Yeah, I'm number 280,000 on the wait list. Yeah, I'm on a wait list too. It's glance at gold. I looked at gold right there. Oh wait, I'm not screen sharing. Guys, I already looked at gold. So yeah, I'm curious how the stock's doing considering their complete shit show of a launch yesterday. Stock's up. No, it's not. Yeah, it was up this morning because people probably bid it yesterday on President's Day when I think they rushed it to launch it on President's Day. I think that was it. I just realized that yesterday was President's Day. I think they rushed it to launch it on President's Day. Everyone had high hopes, and the stock price is proving it. It's proving what a shit show that launch was. There you go. I do think gold's going to all-time high this year. I am bullish on gold. Guys, DraftKings can only fall so far down. I can't see this thing going down forever. But like I said earlier, I don't like the overall environment. So if the stock market crashes and it takes DraftKings down to like $6, ooh, that could be juicy. Hopefully it'll take fake meat down to $6. Fake meat has earnings coming up this week. Earnings is February 24th in 2 days. Really curious how this goes. Now, normally, this is a disaster waiting to happen. But I would never short it into earnings because it has fallen so much. Now, for ethical and health reasons, I would never buy this stock. I would only short it. And yeah, and this looks terrible. But with earnings coming up and it's so beaten up, I wouldn't short it. You know, a straddle skewed to the I don't even know which way to skew the straddle. A straddle skewed to the upside might not be a bad idea. You know, you're kind of assuming that earnings can't be that bad, that the stock would bounce greatly, but at the same time, not fighting the TA trend of a complete and utter implosion of this thing. Hey, Mel, I agree. If they name the company Fake Meat, it might be better. All right. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. I got to get to work. And thank you all so much for watching. And I will see you all on the next one. Bye, guys.